Well, mine is brief. My husband was in hospice and I needed help. And I called Catherine and she provided me with Wayne and he came over as a caregiver and helped. And no, I couldn't find anybody to come and then he came and it was so precious having him there with Cal and helping take care of him. I'll never forget.
I didn't plan to come up here until just a moment ago, but I felt Wayne's urging. So Wayne, I knew Wayne in a couple of different ways. I mean, certainly from here at Unity, but he was also a Healing Touch practitioner, and he worked with me in the community clinics that we do. He went here once a month, and healing was such a passion for him, and he was such a master. I had the privilege of being a provider of Healing Touch for him in the last 12 months of his life. And we had some pretty wild sessions as emotions came to the surface to be healed. And we, like warriors, locked arms and walked through those together. At the last Healing Touch community practice, other practitioners felt his presence with us. That seemed to be what he expressed to me anyway. One of his big regrets at leaving the earth plane so soon was that he wanted to continue his healing work. And we all agreed at that community practice a few weeks ago that he was continuing in that work. He was just helping us from the other side. So I too add my thanks to you, Wayne. Continue to bless us with your presence.
Amen.
So, this is going to be harder than I thought.
Yeah.
Wayne was a brother to me, also a dear friend. And I'm so blessed to have had the honor of his presence in my life, walking along the path of life in many different capacities. As on the board of trustees, we served together, and that was an experience that was wonderful, actually. And then Healing Touch, taking classes together, and then experiencing him as a healer. He's teaching me about crystals and angels and all the things that were a passion for him in the healing area. I think the most profound thing for me now, looking back, is over the last few weeks of his life, I had some conversations with him about what is life really all about. I mean, simple answers. He said, life is about how much we love. Can we really love fully in this life? For that is our purpose here, to love each other. And in the very last few days, he was very tired and sleeping a lot. So we really didn't have a lot of conversation. But I felt like my job at that point in time, I want to call it a job, my loving presence to him at that time was just to sit with him. And the experience of sitting with him in the silence was so powerful, because the love that came from that man was incredible, as all of you know. So the lesson I learned from him again is what is important in life is to love and to serve and to remember the divine love that we are. So I'll be forever grateful. And I know that, as Claire was saying, I know that his presence is with us. He's gone from view, but his presence is here with us in our hearts. And I'm grateful for that.
thank you, Dave, for searching this whole building for my purse. The whole time that this has been going on. Just so I could have my notes I wrote this morning. And it's upside down. But in the interest of time, as many of you already know me, I have a hard time making a long story short. I've got so much to say. This morning, when I woke up, Wayne came to me as he has been coming to me, speaking through me to others, speaking to me, to my heart, guiding me, helping me, supporting me, all the things he did when he was here in human form. But I know that he is now working from another dimension, whatever you want to call it. That's what I call it, as multi-dimensional beings that we all are. He just walked through one door and into another space. And I do want to tell you that he knew this. He had been given the gift prior to his last human breath of knowing exactly what he was going to be doing, where he was going, and he said it was going to be immediate. And I know that that is the truth. So this morning, back to that, this morning when I sat down and touched base with Wayne, and I started writing. And this is what I wrote. Wayne, brother, friend, teacher, confidant, mirror, child, partner, master, yin and yang, angel, beloved, light, beingness, one, sister, duality, cosmic, lovable, divine, loving, Om Sai Ram, I am, we are, light bearers of the new awakening consciousness. Amen. Namaste.
Hello, everybody. I wasn't going to come up and say anything, but I thought I'm used to performing, but not talking like this. Yeah, a couple of years ago, I was in a very, very dark place, and I almost wish I could die. And I was kind of praying I would. But Wayne invited me over to his place, and he did this healing work with me, and I was able to share with him think he saved my life. It was that intense. And I just want to, over the years we've kept in touch, and I would give him a call and say, and then when he started getting sick, I called him and said, "What's happening? What happened to you?" And he'd share with me, he had, cancer or something. And so, but I just want to thank you, Wayne, for being selfless and just really helping me through a very hard time. And I'm just very grateful. Thank you.
So at this time, I'd like to invite Kristen Verducci to come forward and do a reading for us.
Good afternoon, everyone. I've been asked to read out of the 52 Codes for Conscious Self-Evolution, which was written by Barbara Marx Hubbard and co-created and edited by Carolyn Anderson. Before I do, what I would like to say about Wayne is how much I love that man, how blessed I was by his presence and his love and his light. And after his wife, his beloved Susan, passed away, we became very good friends. And he really helped me in a place or a time in my life when I didn't really love myself. I had a lot of stuff from my past, and I couldn't see the light within my own heart. And he saw that light. He saw who I was, and we hung out, and we laughed, and he helped me to kind of renew that childhood innocence that was so lost within me, and helped me to love myself. And not only was he a great master and a great teacher, but he was also a student. And I remember when Barbara Marx Hubbard was here and Carolyn Anderson did a workshop, I was behind him, and we were walking through the back doors, and he said, "Just a minute, Carolyn, can I talk to you a minute?" And he said, "How would you like to come over and have some tea? Let's talk." And so he invited myself and Reverend Jerry, and a few of us got together, and it was a start of what we call a presence pod. And we began the 7-week workshop together with Sanford, Carolyn, Louie, Marion, Jonna, and Kathleen McIntyre. She's not here, she's in India, but she's here in spirit. And Jim and Wayne, and we get together every month, and we have this beautiful connection and love between us. And Wayne was an integral part of our group. And a message he left, I'm on the voice message in my office one day was, I'll never forget it. He said he was in too much pain and he could not teach his classes anymore, but he did say that teaching was one of the greatest gifts in his life. And he was so honored to be a teacher and to help others. But he was always that forever student who wanted to learn. So I'm going to read to you out of the 52 codes, consciousness, code 12. Place your attention on me, the universal self. I will lift you into the quantum landing field. Consciously identify with the universal self. Remember, I am that.
Direct your universal self to infuse all aspects of your being with vitality and to guide you moment by moment. You are entering the quantum landing field within yourself, the space and consciousness for the higher frequencies of your being to land within, to infuse you with a vibration that calibrates and harmonizes all aspects of your being. Your goal is not transcendence, but transformation through incarnation of the full spectrum of selves: body, local self, essential self, universal self, becoming a whole being, a universal human, your own full potential self. Thank you, Wayne. We honor you, love you.
And so just as Jesus said that he would lift all of humanity up, we now have Wayne, another Christ, lifting us up as well, consciously, someone that we know and can connect with. And I encourage us to do that, so that our universal self will come into full potential. Next, we have a reading from one of the classes that we do here that Wayne and Susan attended, and it's going to be read for us by Sandy Spurgeon.
So this was a passage that Catherine read to Wayne on the last week of his life, and it brought him great comfort. And he kept it by his bedside, and Catherine happened to find it as she was going through his things. So we thought it appropriate to read this today. How many beings could I say I love you to? How big can I make my heart beat? How deep can I experience peace? The realm of possibilities is as infinite as you are. The ones that you select and choose are the ones that will create the web of relationships that you will call your life, your experience, even right down to the quality of how you will experience the transition, mistakenly called death, in our world. Would you call it a death when you leave one room and close the door behind you and step into another room? Of course not. You just say, I was there and now I'm here. That is all that truly occurs when the molecules you have called yourself are unglued, because you release your value of them. And their constituents, their parts, dissolve back into the dust or the energy field of the planet. You merely leave one room and step into another. And your experience becomes the unfolding learning of what Christ is. When that learning completes itself, you discover that what you have learned is what you are created to be. You have come full circle. The prodigal son or daughter, journeying through the field of possibilities, has returned as the awakened Christ and has taken up his or her rightful place at the right hand of the Creator. And so it is.
Mm.
Thank you, Sandy. And so next we have the Lord's Prayer in Aramaic, which will be shared with us by Jana Whitcomb, who is part of the pod group. Jana.
great pleasure and an honor to be with you at this time. I knew Wayne in a very short amount of time, but the depth of the spirit connection is eternal. So this is the Lord's Prayer in Aramaic. Oh, brother, father, mother of the cosmos, focus your light within us. Make it useful. Create your reign of unity now. Your one desire then acts with ours, as in all light, so in all forms. Grant what we need each day in bread and insight. Loose the cords of mistakes binding us as we release the strands we hold of others. Do not let surface things delude us, but free us from what holds us back. From you is born all ruling will, the power and the life to do, the song that beautifies all. From age to age it renews, for you reign in the glory of the power that is love, now and forever. Amen.
And so we, as part of our gathering, have a moment of farewell. We say farewell to the physical form, physical presence. And what I like to do with this is to invite us to close our eyes. Just imagine Wayne with that impish smile on his face, bottle of Corona in his hand, sitting in the hot tub or wherever, somewhere that you had a good time with him, that was a time of sharing and of love from heart to heart. We don't always get to say our farewells to the people that we love when they're leaving. So I would invite us in the silence of our own hearts to take an opportunity now to say to Wayne whatever words that we would like to say to him. And when we have done that, to leave a gap in case he wants to say something to us.
Yep.
And so we have a closing prayer. Giving and gracious God, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for the gift of Wayne Lewis, for your presence in his form, and for all of the love that you shared with us through him. Thank you too for Catherine Menegazzi, for Dave Beatty, for Patricia Howard, for all those who took such good care of Wayne in his last weeks and months. Give us the strength to step up and to be like Wayne, to embody the Christ presence. to let our healing gifts shine and flow through us, that we may be the light that he was to us here in this community. And above all, grant us the gift of faith, hope, and love, that we may journey together in peace at this time. We make this prayer in and through the living God present in the hearts of each one of us here. Amen.
Amen.
Come on, you can do better than that.
Amen.
All right. Wayne would appreciate that.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And so we close with a song from Kelly Garmar, I Am the Light. And thank you all for being here.
It's a song by India Ari. I am the light, I am the light. 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 I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light, I am light. 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 I am not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind.
Sing along.
I am light, I am light. 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 I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age, and not my race. My soul is alive. I am light, I am light. 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 I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. I am light, I am light. I
I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light.
We are one in life with Wayne. We love you. Thank you all. We have some refreshments, so you can stay and share.
Yes, please stay and share.
And thank you all for bringing the food back there as well. Thank you.